Looking to tow a big boat, a huge horse float or a monster caravan? Then this third generation Ram 2500 heavy duty could be the answer to your prayers. With a massive 1,458 Newton meters of torque on tap, it's a towing monster. Let's have a look and see what makes this vehicle really quite special. This is more than just a facelift though. This 6.7 litre Cummins turbo diesel engine has been heavily revised. New turbos, new injectors, new block, new head, new fueling, new intake manifold, you name it, Ram's been through it. So let's have a jump inside and take it for a drive and see how it fares. The lovely thing about having 1,458 Newton meters of torque under your right boot is that nothing feels particularly hurried in the Ram 2500. It's a straight six, this engine, and it's all pretty much done and dusted by about 3,000 RPM. And that's no great hardship because it's got a really good gearbox. It's got an 8-speed auto, and it's a new gearbox co-developed by ZF and Ram TorqueFlite, and it's almost imperceptible the way it slurs up through the gears. So still the old-fashioned gear selector you heave up into drive, and there's a foot operated handbrake, parking brake. So there's these kind of old school tropes there, and in certain regards the way this vehicle goes down the road feels quite traditional. The steering is very, very slow when you tip it in, and you know those cars that shrink around you when you drive one? Well, no, this isn't one of them. It always feels huge because it is, and that's kind of the point of this car, so you can't hold it against it. But some of these things that we would probably count as a negative in a typical family car, they're not so much with this Ram 2500 HD, because once you've loaded it up with a caravan on the back, the suspension tamps down. Some of the liveliness you feel in a ute with an unladen bed just dissolves away a bit. And it's actually a very, very relaxing thing to just pedal. You can imagine putting a caravan on one of these and going for an entire lap of the map, and it would absolutely shrug it off. The seats are supremely comfortable. You've got heated and cooling seats, and you've got the heated steering wheel. Visibility out the vehicle is good. The mirrors are vast and they extend out. I really like that. There are a couple of things that I think have a little bit of scope for improvement. The pedal box can motor in and out to get your ideal driving position, but the foot brake is a long way up above the gas pedal. It's not just a flick of your foot over onto the brake, it's a lift up there. I'd like to see that a little bit better finessed. But otherwise, the refinement of this engine is uncanny, especially given that it's over a litre per cylinder and a diesel. You're rolling along here at 80 k's an hour, and there's more wind noise than engine noise. We'll give it a little squirt. I'll just slow it down, and we'll give it a little burst off the line so that you can hear what it's like when you really give the engine some noise. Again, very refined. There's 100 k's. 100 k's comes up in just a nudge over 7 seconds, so it's pretty quick. It's not going to be embarrassed away from the lights, that's for sure. Most of the time you'll be driving it in too high, but on loose surfaces you can drive it in either four-wheel drive high or four-wheel drive low. And there's also a really nice way that they've done the cruise control in this. There's an adaptive cruise control system with buttons on the steering wheel, and there's also your traditional dumb cruise control system where you can just set a speed and it will go to that. Some people prefer that, so you take your choice. But overall, I'm pretty impressed by how this thing goes down the road. The trim updates are pretty extensive too. The biggest change is that the Ram has focused on improving the feeling of luxury and comfort. So the old 3-seat front bench has been given the heave-ho in favour of a more conventional 2-seat setup. The Aussie market car gets a whole heap of gear that's on the options list for US market vehicles, including the heated and cooled leather seats, glass sunroof, heated steering wheel, 9-speaker Alpine stereo, and the Black Pack exterior dress-up kit. And the safety suite has been extended too, and it now includes speed sign recognition and pedestrian and cyclist detection functions for the AEB. Payload for this one is rated at 785 kilograms. Gross vehicle mass is 4495 kilograms, and gross combination mass is a huge 12,750 kilograms. Fit a 70mm tow ball at the back, and you can tow 4,500 kilograms easily. Go for a gooseneck or fifth wheel connection, and that lifts to 8,000 kilograms. So there you have it. If you're looking to tow a really heavy load, there's not a lot to touch the Ram 2500 heavy duty. It's a world away from the garden variety dual cab utes that you're used to, but $172,950 plus on roads, you'll pay a price for that. For some though, there's no substitute.